Hey there, and welcome to another Star Citizen Academy. This is the 4th class, and today we are going to actually do some ship combat. We kind of touched on it on the last class in episode 3 or class 3. And so let's go ahead and actually dive into a little bit more. Now, last time my ship had not been updated, so I didn't have all the weapons that I needed for it, or the proper weapons I should say. So I've kind of gone in, I came to New Babbage first this morning, and I went ahead and got everything that I needed, almost everything. I'm still missing a couple of size 2 missiles. Currently the best missiles in game are what they call cross-section missiles. So I just learned this last weekend. Basically those are, I'd say it's probably a bug right now. Like, they basically can't be blocked. So I went ahead and switched to those. I'm not going to use a lot of missiles because missiles are expensive. But I'm at New Babbage here, where I came to get all the ship weapons that I almost needed. And so let me call my ship up. While we're waiting on the ship to come up, I will go ahead and say that if there's any travel, I'll cut that out unless I'm discussing something during the travel. So I will try to shorten the time as much as I can. Since we may be doing a few missions, this video may run a little long. It may hit more like an hour or so, or a little bit more. But I do want to try to, show some examples of combat. We're going to first start off with let's go ahead and get the mission first. We're going to start off with where you should basically start off whenever you're learning how to do combat. And I believe they're under mercenary. So the first thing you're looking at is you have like what the mission is in white, but I'm looking more for the little blue because I'm looking for a specific one, which are called Gilly's. It's like Gilly's Flight School or something. There we go. Gilly's Flight School, Combat Scenario 1. So you start with the first one. Now, as far as prep goes, because I've been trying to kind of get it through your head that you need to prep for these, right? Before you go out and decide to do any kind of mission, before you leave a station, you need to make sure you have what you need. For combat, basically, you want to make sure, for ship combat, you want to make sure that your ship is prepared. As far as what you need, make sure you're wearing something that's space-worthy. Let me go ahead and take this mission. Here, real quick, you'll see that these are the scenarios. So we're doing the first one, which is single targets. I'm not going to be able to do all of these with the ship that I have. Basically, these are meant to teach you as you go along. You're also meant to do some other flight combat missions, which we'll also look at, to build up your money. As you can see right now, my money is at 200,000. I was at like 300 and something thousand, but because I had to buy some weapons this morning, I've gone down quite a bit. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of these. I'll do as many as I can until it gets uncomfortable with the ship I have. The ship I have is not really a combat ship. It does have combat capabilities, as does any ship. But the one thing I do want to stress here, let me accept the mission. The one thing I do want to stress here is that this isn't like some games where you go in and you're on rails, what they call space combat on rails, where the screen's moving forward or your ship is moving forward and combat, enemies show up and you blast them in front of you. This is not like that. This is not that game. This game actually requires some skill, and it can require a lot of skill. So I'm not great. I'd say on a range of like 1 to 10, I'm probably like a 3 or 4 when it comes to ship combat. But I can get a lot of bounties done, and I actually do. I prefer the like medium-sized ships, medium to large, with like a multi-crew, so you have like a couple of other people with you in turrets. I like to pilot in those situations and shoot when I can, but and I'm not even good at a turret either. I'm not super great when it comes to turret, but there's roles here for every type of gameplay. I like to pilot even big ships like a Perseus. I like to be the pilot on those and let my gunners take care of the work. And my job in those situations is to position the ship and give them the shots. And I enjoy that. That's pretty fun to me. So anyway, we're going to do what we can here. Like I said, for these, you want to make sure your ship is ready. My ship is ready. You do want to have at least a undersuit. I would also bring a tractor beam, like always. And you may also want a med gun, because you never know what'll happen. You could end up, could end up hurting yourself or hitting something out in space and, getting an injury. And also make sure you have fluids, because you may have to stop and drink at times. So, helmet, got our stuff. We're good to go. I really wish I'd have done this every video to show that, hey, I thought about it on the video. I think I was a little late thinking about it. Like I was on my ship ready to leave. My guns are a little mismatched because I do have this one NDB 40. This is it's a gun you can only find. You can't buy it. And since I only have one, I did have 6 at one time, but apparently the ones I found had been duped by players because I did find them on a player ship or a couple of player ships. So I had a full set of NDBs, lost them during the recent patch, or maybe the patch before that. So, but I'm going to keep the one I have because it's a good gun. But the others I have all laser repeaters now. I had Gatlins on and laser repeaters mixed. But yeah, so let's go up the ladder. We have our mission. We got to get to a debris field above one of the moons of Microtech. I'm not going to go through. I think I pretty much shared what you got to do. Sometimes I'll still flash buttons up, you know, the keys that you need to do as we're doing them. But, you know, at this point, you should know how to take off and call the ATC and all that good stuff. So now I'm on New Babbage. There's something I want to show you real quick before we leave. Basically, instead of going straight up out of the hangar here at New Babbage, and this is the snow planet, I'm going to show you something really quick that you probably do not know. If you own a ground vehicle and you want to put it on your ship, there's a great place over here. You can do it in your hangar here as well, and I haven't shown that yet. But let's get out of here. But if you follow this line down towards the city itself, also down here, there's also one here. Is it this building here? I think it's this one here as well. Let me look down here real quick. You have a couple of places you can actually land your ship. Yeah, this is one. Like right down here. You could land here. This is also if you ever come this way and you wanted to pick up a ground vehicle but didn't want to go through the hassle of calling ATC up there and getting a hangar, you could just land right out here and you can go inside there and you can call ground vehicles out there. So that's one spot you could do that at. But this other spot, follow the thing down here. There is another spot. And when you ride in on a tram from the city, this is the tram you're riding on. Like I said, everything's physicalized, remember that? And so since everything is physicalized, that includes the train that you ride on, which is why it has issues until they're actually working on a fix for this. And it's supposed to be out, I think, in this next update coming in March. They are testing it, I think maybe this weekend even, where they've changed the whole entire transit system, which includes elevators and the trams and even their ship elevators. They had a very old system, and they like over 10 years old, and so that system was outdated with all the new features that have come since then. And sometimes the train could literally go off the rails. And so yeah. They've got a brand new system in that won't do that anymore, and it'll fix itself and all that good stuff. Okay, so you see these dome buildings right here? Well, I've told you before that there are shops that you can go to purchase things like the weapons for your ship or whatnot. You can land right out here on this ice, and you can enter right up this little hill here, right here that I'm flashing my light on and looking at. That is another garage access you can pull ground vehicles out of, but you can also enter into that, and you can go into all the shops. They're actually in these dome buildings here. And I know it looks kind of small, but it's really big inside. And yeah, there's even an observation deck where people are walking through. So like, yeah, you can kind of see them here if I get close. Yeah, that's like, yeah, people walk through there. There's like a nightclub. I think it's in that one there. But yeah, that's all physical buildings. There's stores and shops and stuff inside that there. It's funny, that looks like a hangar right there. Huh, kind of cool. It'd be cool if that was a hangar. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to show you that because it's pretty cool. It's another way you can just land here if you need to go grab some food or something really quick. You could buy some stuff for your ship, but you wouldn't. You need a freight elevator to be able to pull it up, and I don't believe they've added a freight elevator out here. I don't see one. But yeah, so anyway, I just want to show you that real quick. That's something that it's like a little tip thing. All right, let's go ahead and go up into space now. And so, like I said, we're going to be doing this combat scenario, and then I'll show some other combat missions that you can take. I'm just going to jump this way. Actually, I have the quantum beacon. The quantum beacon is the actual mission jump. I'll see if I can jump straight to that. I didn't put in the routing. Looks like we're jumping straight there, which is cool. All right, as soon as you get here, the very first thing you want to do is hold B to bring up your shields and your weapons. Now, as you can see, my shields are coming up, but my weapons are at 0. The reason the weapons are at 0, they need to be moving, is because right here, they're turned off. Now, I also want to put as many pips in as I can. I got it up to 5. That's going to give me way more shots. You see it's at 75. If I drop it down 1, it goes to 60. So it's, you know, you're losing 15 every one you go down. So we want to keep it up to 75. That way that's the most shots that we can get. These are laser repeaters, so they are going to recharge. And that is dependent on your power plant. I still have some pips left, so I have my shields here. Let's go ahead and put 2 into that. That way there we have max shields. And the other 3, I mean, yeah, we could go ahead and put them into engine. It's not going to give us a whole lot. I am going to look to make sure my radar is on and working. Okay, so this right here is your radar. You see it's powered, so that means we're going to be able to scan for targets. All right. So now that we've done that, it's telling us to go to the debris field. This is going to be a very easy mission, so you should feel comfortable with this. Should be easy targets, small ships. This little training program is really meant to, you know. Yeah, he's talking down here. He's telling you he's getting some stuff ready for you. Got a scan. All right, he said weapons free. So, all right, there's our first target. If you didn't see the little thing on the right, the ship, this is going to be a cutter. You could hit T again, and there could be one. There'd be another target possibly. But yeah, as soon as you see that there's a red marker, you want to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and switch to missiles real quick.
I'm taking so much damage.
Hold on. Oh wait, I'm too close. Sorry, I waited too long. Gotta just shoot now. So yeah, you just want to move. You want to stay back a little bit. Don't want to let them. You don't want to open up an opportunity for them to ram you, because AI will ram you, and you want to back off your shots when you can. You want to just try to fly, and just try to keep them under 1,000 as much as you can. Try to anticipate where they're going to turn. He's not doing any fancy maneuvering, so it's a little easier. Shots are down. I like to kind of wait until they're about to turn directions and then shoot at that point, because you'll get an easier shot. If they're zigzagging all around, there we go. If they're zigzagging all around, they're gonna at one point kind of stop to switch directions. So yeah, that's a good time to try to shoot them whenever they've kind of stopped for a second. Sometimes they line up perfectly and you just know it. So you can go over to the wreckage. So, oh, we got another contact. What's the other contact? Hold on. Okay, so I hit T, and now we have a second contact. They went ahead and oh yeah, because it does say at the top waves. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a missile. It's kind of close there. And basically what I did was I pushed the middle mouse wheel in to switch to missiles, and then I shot with my shoot with your mouse. And now we're shooting. He's moving a little bit faster. But again, you know, he's gonna stop. See how he stopped right there? Yep, good time to tag. Now, if you feel comfortable and it turns green and you have a shot, then shoot. When they're passing by, it's a good time to kind of line that shot up too and get some maximum damage, because the closer they are, the more damage you're going to do. The little pass by there, that's a good opportunity there to get some shots in. Keep that reticle lined up with that. Okay, he's going to pass by here in a second. See there? Good shots. He's all red. Not getting a lot on us. Oh, yeah. At some point, they may start slowing down. That was really close. They may start slowing down, and that could mean they're disabled. All right, we're gonna have one more wave. It's gonna start here in 3 seconds. To add missiles again, it's G. The only problem with G is that when you do it, let me hit T so I can get my target. Let's go ahead and shoot our missiles as soon as they're good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to my guns. See, you only got one gun up there. You got to roll your mouse wheel and it'll give you all your guns back. That's also how you change missiles. If you have various missile sizes, you just roll the mouse wheel. All right. Oh yeah, good pass. Now, I will say, if you really want to get into combat, check out some of the, I think there's like a Jonathan Winters, and there's also Avenger 1. Check out those content creators. They're really good. They're going to teach you exercises you can do, because there are ways to, like, you know, there are certain methods and, you know, ways to fly for combat fighting like this. Anything I do here is going to be very basic. I can get you through the basic stuff and the easy missions, but when it comes to like actually playing against other players and stuff, that's where you're going to want to do a deeper dive. Maybe even go into like they have Discords as well, and you can group up with them and they'll do some, like, you know, in-person training as well. There's Arena Commander, which is the other game mode that's in Star Citizen. You can access from the main menu. You can go there and actually practice without having to like log into the whole verse. You can just grab a ship and go. And you can also practice your skills there. You can practice against NPCs or other players. Keep in mind too, my ship that I'm using is not really a fighter. It's a generalist ship. So although I have 4 weapons here and I have missiles, it's not, it's not just heavily combat. All right, so that should be the last one. Yeah, so we completed that. That's going to open up the second Gilly school. But I also want to tell you about whenever you have the wreckage out here. If you're a salvager, you come out and you could salvage these ships. If there's anything there, some ships don't have anything at the moment that you can salvage. Some of them you can just, if you have a salvage ship, you're able to scrape the hull for materials, and then you can break up the ship and get those materials as well in like big chunks. That's going to be very important with crafting that's coming soon. But right now, currently, there are missions you can do that will that you can turn in that stuff as well. So we do have there are reasons to do salvaging. You can also go out and possibly find the pilots and get things off of them. There are special pilots, I forget what the name of them are, that some missions will have. It'll tell you on the mission if one of these, if they're not hero pilots, they're called ace pilots. They're called ace pilots. If it happens to say ace pilot A, the AI on that one is going to be really hard. But if you do happen to kill them, then you're able to also get their helmet, and you should float out to their body and get whatever they have on them, because they could have like a script currency that you can trade in for things, and their helmet is also a very valuable thing. And even if you don't want to trade in for the items, you could sell those to other players and make money that way too. So there's a little bit of extra things you can do. I was trying to scan to see if I see the other ships in the area. I would see like a little marker, not the orange one there. That's like a mineable or salvage item, but it'd be like a little white marker. I think the ships they pretty much despawned. All right, so we're gonna take a second mission. So let's take a look. Let's do another Gillies. Mercenary. We should have the next one in just a second. I'll show you a Foxwell too. I really like the Foxwell missions. Although I believe you have to do a entry level Foxwell. I think I've already done it on this one. I think you do it once and it opens up all the other Foxwell missions. But I'll see if I can find that particular mission so we can do it. Or actually, no, I can't, because that would be a ground combat and we didn't get ourselves ready for FPS combat. So we will not be able to do those. I'll show you the space mission for those there. All right, so we have our second Gilly school here. Scenario 2, we're going to be, I think this is multiple targets. So let's accept. And you would track it if it's not showing tracked, but it should automatically unless you have another mission. Oh, I did forget something too. one of the basics. Anytime you're doing any sort of combat, whether it's FPS or space, you want to hit your F1, go to contract, go to mercenary, and there's a mission that's called Call to Arms. So basically, this is a bonus mission. You don't track it, you accept it, never track it. And basically all of your kills, you're going to get a little extra money for every kill you do. I should have done it for the last one. I haven't, honestly. Even when I've been playing recently, I've been forgetting to take it. But yeah, you take a Call to Arms and it's just extra money for everything you kill. It just kind of runs in the background and you're just getting paid for your kills. A little extra money, so. All right, let's hold B, switch to our travel mode. I think I have to run the Clio. I guess I could hit F2 and see if I can get the route. It's saying invalid target. Okay. Once we get to Clio, it should let us do it. So let's just jump to Clio. All right. The planet is blocking it. Remember, if there's a target, if your jump is being blocked like that, you look for an OM, which is this symbol here. There could be other OMs as well. See, there's one there. But I think this one's going to get us the closest, probably. So let's jump to that one. You have 6 OMs in total around the planet, 6 points around the planet that you can jump to. Okay. It is not giving me the marker. Let's try to do this again. Maybe now that I'm here, it'll give it to me. It doesn't want to give it to me. Okay, so this is one of those situations. Let me try jumping to this one just in case. I don't know if this is the one we jumped to. Let me jump out here to Calliope. See, this is a case where we may have to cancel the mission because for whatever reason, this patch has been really bad. Let me cut it halfway. This patch has been really bad with these jump points not working. Yep. I can't tell if it gave me Clio or the debris field. It's giving me Clio. Yeah, see, it's not wanting to give me the jump. I'm gonna try again. All right. So, doesn't want to give it to us. I tried clicking it on the map. This is one of those cases where it sucks, but we're gonna have to go to the contract. And we're going to have to cancel the Gillies, abandon it. All right. It'll pop back up. So let's see if it's there. If it's not, I'll do another one. Not a worry. There's plenty of missions to do and plenty of ones to take. It's good that this happened so I was able to show you, hey, you don't have to sit there and wait. Accept it. Sorry. I need offers. Mercenary. Where you at? Gilly's Flight School 2. And you see it does pay something. It's not like okay, so we're tracking it. Let's see if the next one is gonna work. The first one worked. Let's see, this one got me a route. There we go. We got our route. We're good this time. All right, remember first thing we do when we get here is we push and hold B to get our stuff up. I'm gonna go ahead and load up missiles. Remember here, you roll your mouse wheel. So rolling it at the bottom, you see my missile goes from Pioneer 1, which is a size 1 missile. I can go to a size 2 or a size 3. Just remember that those size, each as you go up, they are more expensive. So if money is a concern, like I kind of have right now, I'm just going to do that. Remember, you can push G and you can select more missiles up to 4 for this ship. I'm only going to shoot 1, honestly. I'm going to change it to 1. The problem is whenever you use G for that, it can also mess with your targeting on the gun. So when we switch back to the gun, if the cursor is all jittery, you just hit G again and it'll stop that. Let's go ahead and get there. All right, so this one's going to give us a little bit of we got this big asteroid mining base thing, and you're going to see this a lot because there's a lot of missions that can happen around this area. or an area similar to this. These are like generated. All right. He may pop in really close to us, so we may have to switch to guns pretty fast. All right, there's one right there. Oh, he's disappearing. All right. I went ahead and shot a missile at it. And I'm going back to my guns now. See how my thing's jittering? I just hit G and stopped it. Now you can also switch targets by pushing T. So this other target kind of came in faster and he's shooting, he's more aggressive. So let's go ahead and go for him first. My shields are getting eaten up pretty good. Don't freak out. Back in the day, if your shields went out, it was pretty bad. It's not so bad now because we have engineering in, so your hull can take more damage. See, this one's definitely a lot harder than the last one. We're taking multiple hits from multiple targets. And I could possibly die. And I don't mean to downplay it. It's just, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. This isn't really like a big combat ship. And I didn't come in prepared because I was trying to discuss it too. Now, one thing you can do if you feel like you're like taking too much fire is you can try to run away from the fight. Or you can also try to head towards asteroids because you can kind of Han Solo them a little bit and let them take themselves out on asteroids. So I'm taking some hits and, you know, it's not the end of the world. But sometimes leading them away like this can also open up opportunities, and it can also regen your shields. They just shot something off of my ship there. I'm in trouble, and I really need to try to like get rid of one of these ships as fast as I can. So yeah, I'm getting chewed up. What are you talking about? There he goes. There we go. All right. You see my body's red. And I'm still taking some hits. I'm gonna try to get around this asteroid. My shields are back up there, as you can see. All right, let's see who's being aggressive. It's this guy here. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not stopping to shoot missiles, it's because you have a minimum distance you have to be away. Basically, if you're in gun distance, it's too late. So, all right. One more thing you'll probably notice too is I'm not flying in third person. The reason is because you see me mostly flying in third person. The reason I'm not doing it during combat is because you really need your UI. Got some pretty decent hits in, but not. They build up my stuff a little bit. So yeah, one thing you want to practice is just trying to follow the target, you know, just try to keep them in front of you. Try to get comfortable with it. Try not to squeeze and hold the trigger so much. You know, try to do bursts if you can. Let the shot kind of see how it lined up for me right there and it kind of stopped. Yeah, see? He just took a lot of hits. Yeah. There we go. See? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that sweet spot, that opening. All right, we got one more. He's kind of far out. He hasn't come in yet for whatever reason. So we're going to go ahead and switch to missiles. I'm going to go ahead and do a second missile on this guy. So I hit G for that. I'm going to go ahead and shoot my missiles. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to guns. Middle mouse wheel, and I'm going to go in. My thing's jittery. I hit G to stabilize it. I don't think those missiles hit. So that's a waste of money. Missiles are super expensive. So it's like, yeah. I hate to talk about money like that, but all right. So when you're first coming into a ship, it can be the best time to get hits on them, especially these NPCs. I've already got his shields down. I already got a spot, like it's like on the cockpit that's red. Okay, look at there. We finished the second one. Now let's scan this. I'm gonna see if there's a body. I want to show you if there is. We completed the mission. This was a fighter ship. And I think that's a body right there. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. I just want to show you that you can actually get out and do this. So let's, yeah. So leave your ship on. And leave your shields on too, more importantly. We're gonna get out real quick. Now, as you can see, we've got some damage on our ship. We got stuff smoking or whatnot. I'm gonna go down to engineering and check things out. You know, it's good this happened because it'll show you that, hey, things can get crazy. All right, everything looks good here. I'm gonna go out here real quick. I didn't see, there was no major fires or anything, and you'd also have warnings if you had fires. We have fire extinguishers on the ship that we could put fires out with. All right, where's that body at? I seen that dude's body. There he is, look at her. So you can get your tractor beam out. We have Human. We can take Human and put him in our ship, if that's your thing. He could have some valuables on him. And then you can also go over to the ship itself. Where was it? That's my ship. Where was the ship at? It was in front of mine. Oh, there it is. So you can float over to his ship. Could have got closer. I went for the body instead. And I am moving. It probably feels like I'm not. I probably should have got closer. See? I am moving away from my ship. See, there's my ship. You can make the tractor beam either pull things to you, or it can grab the side of a ship and you can use it to pull yourself to the ship. But this ship's so small, I'd probably move it anyway. So yeah, I should have got closer. It's crazy how far away his body blew out of the ship. But what I want to show you here is that yes, the ship has been destroyed, or what we call, this would probably be, it's not like a hard death, or maybe it is a hard death because it did blow up. There's like soft death and hard death. Soft death is where the ship is disabled. And during soft death, I think you can repair them now to where you could bring them back up. If there is a soft death, there may not be a soft death anymore. All right. So as you can see from this, there are guns on this ship. So you can actually, I could take these guns. It's funny because I just bought these guns, so that kind of sucks. So you could take these guns back to your ship if you wanted to. You could take the missile. See, I can take the whole ship, honestly. Look at that. I can just take it with me, which that'd be kind of cool. I'm gonna leave that weapon behind. I don't want it. But yes, if it's a small size ship, you can actually move it with your tractor beam. So yeah, I'll just take it back to be closer to the ship in case there's anything on here I want to take. There are components or whatnot that a ship can have, and currently, so we have the new salvage missions, and they start off at like a, your reputation with them starts off low, and then as you gain reputation, it's going to give you, harder missions. Well, the salvage missions for these is to actually salvage size 1 components. So that's small ships. So if you find any ships that you run across and you're at all interested in completing that stuff, you need to check the ships to see if there's anything on there that you could take. There's probably no size 1 components here on this one. You'd rather find the ship intact because components and things can blow off once a ship has been, once a ship's been destroyed or it explodes like this. If it breaks up, that's like basically it's been destroyed. This is half the ship. But I'm gonna get it back closer here so I can see if there's anything here that, stop it. See if there's anything on the ship that I can use. I mean, technically, I could take any of this stuff. You could sell any of these, like the missiles or whatnot. You can grab the missiles off. I don't want to move this ship. Let me try my smaller tractor beam. Smaller, less powerful, not likely to. See, you can take these missiles. Looking to see if there's anything else on this ship. I think that's the bottom. Here's the top. See, it's got other guns here. I was curious to see if it has any kind of components on a small ship like this, you'd see little buttons that you could push to open stuff. I'm not seeing any. They're usually on the top of these small ships. Basically, though, I just wanted to show you that yes, you can actually, remove stuff and take them with you if you so choose to do so. I'm not doing that currently. I was really hoping there'd be some components, but I don't see any. Not all the ships have been updated to give out components, so some of the older ships especially do not have them. All right, let's get back on my ship. I'll show you this lovely body we got here. You can go over his body and you can hit loot. And these are going to be the things that could be on him. I don't see anything. You can also go to the classic view, which is this. And this is going to show you. Yeah, so he basically, if you wanted his helmet, you could take his helmet. You could take his chest piece, whatever you wanted to take, you could take that stuff. And like I said, if it was an ace pilot, you could definitely want to take his helmet. All right, we're just going to get him off the ship. I just wanted to show you that it is possible to do that stuff if you have a ship where you can carry things and whatnot. This ship can carry things. I could have taken, all those guns and missiles. And I'm sure if any of my org mates see me, they'll be like, why didn't you take the guns? Whatever, I know. Let's do a different mission this time. We're not going to do the Gillies part 3. Oh, you know what we probably need to do? We took some damage. You see our hull is red in the middle there. Let's go ahead and switch over to the damage screen here. It's this one down here. If you don't see this one like this, you can just hit these arrows until you go see it switches between the different ones. We're looking for the diagnostic screen, which we were just on. All right. It does say that I can repair. See how it says repair all 1 right here? I have something that needs repaired. If you scroll through, you can see it's the missile rack, which isn't a super big deal. You can see the life of all the components on the ship. And some of them took damage, like some of my weapons, they took a little bit of damage. They're not at 100. But yeah, so for that one thing that's really low, the missile rack, apparently it's damaged pretty bad. So I can just hit repair all, and you see there's a 2-minute timer on there. So you can use this during combat, but I wouldn't use it for a missile rack or something. I would use it for a component, like if your power plant went down or something. This is a good way. I actually used this last weekend because we landed the ship near a ground place that we could do things. And so while we were away from the ship, because we took a ground vehicle and went to the site, while we were away from the ship, somebody found it and they shot it. They thought they destroyed it. They blew all the wings off and everything. When I got back to the ship, I thought it was destroyed as well. I was trying to repair components inside using my repair tool, and nothing was really happening. I came over to the MFD here though on the screen, and it said repair 2. I repaired it. It didn't fully repair my power plant, but it got it back operational, and we were able to fly that thing out of there with no wings hardly, get it up into space, and get back to a place to where we could repair. It was really amazing. It was super cool, and yeah. So because I have a red hull, that little repair thing I just did, that repair all thing or whatever, it's not going to fix the hull. It's not going to repair that. So let's go ahead and find a place to do that before we do our next mission. I'm probably going to do one more mission just to show you a different type. All right, so we're Microtech here. I know there's places on Microtech we can repair. I will click this because we're close to this and see if there's anything here. So let's zoom in. We're looking for some of these different points of interest. Anything that says security is not going to be a place you can repair at. Even though this one it says Shubin Processing Facility, because it says facility, nope, can't do that one. If it says mining though, if it says Shubin Mining, we could do that. See, Shubin Mining Facility, that one there. Let's click it, and this is how you would know too. Oh, I can't do that one. See, when I clicked it, it would have a thing up here showing repair. This Referral Outpost, click that. Look at there. See, we have landing pad, vehicle services with a wrench. That means we can repair there. So let's set a route. Set a route. All right. Again, we're having issues. That's Calliope. I'm going to... Oh, you know what? Maybe I couldn't set a route because I was in that. Let's try it again. It was called Referral. And we're going to go for this one because it's the closest. Yep. So Microtech has these stations called Referral. So if you're in this area, you can just type that in. Usually that'll work. What's the planet we're near? Calliope. Let's just go to Calliope. Can I route to Calliope? It's not letting me route anywhere. All right, so since it won't let me route, let's look for the moon symbol. That's these half circles here, right here. That's Calliope. Okay, if we didn't know, you could just keep circling around till you see those circles with those half. Like that one there, that's another moon, Euterpe. But let's go back over here. Let's go to Calliope. And see, I'm able to jump because I didn't put a route in. That's why you see all these other symbols. If you put a route in, all those symbols disappear except for the route. But the route, like I said, it's not really doing well this update. All right, so we got here now. I'm not going to sit here and look through all of these triangles. I'm going to try to type in Rayari again. And we have several here. Let's just click this one. It's that one. Yeah, I can't get any routes to work. It's probably the server. So I am going to have to go and look at there. I found it. Yeah, just float over all the different triangles. It's not ideal. Hopefully this gets fixed with the next update, because it's been worse this update. It's been really bad. I did share an issue council bug report. So basically, I've been trying to share these on my social media sites, mostly short videos. They're under a minute. I basically tell you, hey, this is a bug that if you could, I'll give you the link. If you could just go there and just help report it. And basically reporting it takes like less than a minute to report it, especially if you're something you've experienced. Go there, click my link. It takes you right to the thing. All you got to do is just say, yes, you've done it. If you can type in a note saying it happened to me here or whatever, there's a little checkbox for you to say which patch you're discussing, which will be the current patch. And yeah, the one thing is that you will have to, the first time you do it, you should set up, it asks you what your specs are for your computer. So just, you're able to just select those and it saves it. So you never have to do it again. So the very first time, just put your specs in. That's going to help them as well. But us sharing these bug reports is how things like this get fixed. So trying to get as many people to share this stuff as possible. There's a ship right there. Yeah, because we've been salvaging so much. You see ships. We haven't been seeing a lot of ships around because people have been salvaging a lot of everything. What is it? Looks abandoned. Okay, that's an MSR. I can tell by the looks of it. Hasn't been scraped. Let me hit V to go into scan mode. I'm going to scan it just to see if you hold your mouse button to scan it. Okay, it says scanned. I can come over, hold F and come over here and look and see. Doesn't say gamer rules. Still got some parts on it. Does it have any cargo? It's got med supplies, 1 box. Oh, it's got 68 SCU of med supplies. Dang. I can't do anything with the med supplies. I could go take some of that stuff, but yeah, see, it's nice little find there. If you're a salvager, you could scrape the hull, you could get the parts out of there. So yeah, that would be handy. I'm not gonna get sidetracked like that. Those med supplies probably are no good. They're probably for a mission. If they were for a mission and they couldn't do the mission, that's probably why they just, jettisoned their ship. I'm glad they did it out there and not here. The ship's valuable though. And but the parts, the medical supplies, because they're part of a mission and the mission bugged or something and they couldn't turn it in, those parts are basically worthless. It would be a pain to go take some mission items and try to sell them. Now, if it wasn't mission items, then yeah, you could take them and do what you want and sell them or whatever. If you're selling mission items, though, you have to take them to like a shady place that'll take them, not like a legit place to make money. Okay, we landed. We're gonna go to our landing tab. See the repairs. That. If I want to restock, that's what it's going to cost to restock those missiles. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I mean, I completed 2 missions, so I made like probably 60,000 or something. So I just 17,000 just got eaten in cost. So use missiles or don't. It's up to you. You see that we're repaired now. The red is gone, so now we can take off. Because this is a moon, I like to repair on moons instead of going back to a station. The reason is because moons, they don't have like the real thick atmosphere, so you get back into space fast. So if you need to repair and you're out near moons, that's the quickest way to get in, repair, and get out. All right, so we have done a couple of combat missions. Let's try a different combat mission now. Let's see what I can find. I need something that's not too hard for this ship. So difficulty can be judged by the pay, right? So these Foxwell missions. I'm trying to see if there's anything else other than Foxwell. We do have bounties, right? There's also bounty hunting you can do. Where's bounty hunting? There's one bounty hunter. Okay. So let's do a bounty hunting because this is also ship combat, or it can be. It can be either one. He said he's last seen at a derelict outpost. Seen at an outpost usually means on foot. But it does say, it says very low risk targets. These traditionally fly smaller ships. Just starting out. This should be a ship. It shouldn't be one we have to go down and kill. If he is in the derelict outpost though, I'll show you how to do that easily. So this one here, because it's a permit, we have to pay $500 for this, okay? But that's going to open up more bounty hunting missions. And so that's what we're looking for. Now, you do see that there's a Bounty Hunters Guild mission here. Preliminary bounty for this Lars Marzano. I don't know what this is. This may be one that, yeah, he's on foot. Yeah, it says this target will be on foot. Okay, so that's an on-foot target. Okay, we're gonna do this one here. Yeah, there's a Foxwell as well. All right, we're gonna do Bounty Hunters Guild here. We're gonna pay the fee. We're gonna go where it says we're gonna track the mission. Remember, we still have the other missionary mission, Call to Arms. You keep that in the background. Don't track it. That's gonna give us 500 per kill. I think we have to come up here. I don't think he's on this moon. We're gonna get to a better spot. Take a look at that. Okay, yeah, he's on a different moon altogether. Okay, let's go to Cleo. Like, these moons are lined up perfectly. See the other moon? You can see it behind. Dang. Okay, now that we're here, let's see if we can jump straight to the target because he's on this moon. Looks like we're going to be able to. Hopefully it's on the daylight side. So the next class we're going to do is going to be on foot combats. So if that's something you're interested in, which probably is, maybe not though. Maybe you're not into FPS. And I can tell you that I was not an FPS person from other games I played. I mainly did MMOs, don't care for like first-person shooter stuff. However, this game, because it is a part and I've enjoyed doing it, especially with others, it's not bad. I've grown to enjoy it. I've gotten a little better at it. I'm not saying I'm like good. I'm not great at PvP, but I do enjoy doing these FPS missions. It can be fun to change it up. You know, that's the amazing thing about Star Citizen is that you can change it up. You can do mining one day. You can do salvage, but you can also go do ship combat, or you can go do FPS combat. And different things are going to require, different mission types. So it's kind of good. All right, we're coming in now. When we get about 15 kilometers out, I'm going to go ahead and turn my shields on. You could have already done it if you wanted to, but I usually wait till about 15 out. You want to give your shields time to build up. All right, I just held B and turned them on. We're going to get closer. This should be an easy one. Your very first bounty here, the one you paid the permit for. And you don't have to pay for the others after this. It's just the first one you pay for. They're going to start giving you contracts that are going to pay you. But let's get there. As you see, whenever you turn your shields on, you do go slower. All right, neutralize target. There he is. All right, he's in the ships we were fighting earlier, his little Mustangs. I can go ahead and switch to missiles, which I'm going to do. I'm going to use my 3 on him. I want to see if I can just take him out. All right. Switch back to guns. I just wasted a 3 on him, but I don't think it's going to hit him. Maybe it's good. Why not? If that thing would have hit him, it probably would have just one-shot him, because a size 3 missile on a small ship like that is crazy. I just wanted to try it. Probably should have been closer, maybe. You can see him flying there. All right, we're almost in range. It's not green. There we go. Well, mine doesn't turn green. It turns yellow when I'm in range, but yours may be green. Depends on your ship. Drake's all about that yellow lifestyle, so. Oh, yeah. Smaller ships can maneuver really well, and they can actually, it gives them an advantage if you go up against a weak pilot. All right, he's spinning. You see how he's spinning out of control? There we go. All right. Now, even though you see wreckage here, you would not want to try to do it here in atmosphere because you would just fall. Like, you're not going to float up here. All right, so we got that one done. That was nice and easy, right? We'll see what it opens up. Let's get up in here into space a little bit. That may have been the first bounty I've ever done on this one. Let me look at the rep and I'll tell you. Reputation, Bounty Hunters Guild, probationary member. Yeah, so I was an applicant. I just finished that. Now I have additional contracts, and you see you can go all the way up to be all the way up there. And they really open up like more better paying and more difficult missions. You can also do player bounties. Those are going to look different. I didn't see any on when we were just looking. I didn't mean to click that. I just wanted to get past this. Okay, bounty hunter. Okay, so now the ones we're going to be looking for are these that are going to say verified bounty, very low risk target. So it's going to go from very low risk to like low risk to medium risk or whatever. Those are going to be the safe ones. You still want to click on them and look at them and see how it says very low risk target, single seater craft. That lets you know that if you're wanting to do space or, flight combat, these are what we're looking for. We're not looking for, this one here that says he's on foot. Okay, so let's go ahead and accept this one. It's only going to pay 19K, but it should be very easy. And we got to go to a Starfarer. Okay, track it. These here are pretty simple. You're going to be able to fly through these. Before you know it, you'll have that rep up. Yeah, so it's a down ship, but he's going to be in something that probably arrived to check on it. We're 40 kilometers out. We need to fly in more. Here, I'm going to do my camera mode. Look at her. Camera mode, pretty high. Have the other camera set? Oh, yeah, I got that one too. Look at her. All right, go back. Sorry. Just showing that you can, take screenshots anywhere. All right, heading 20 now. Let's go ahead and I'm going to scan. I'm going to go ahead and hit B or hold B. Sometimes it's just amazing just to be flying free like this. This game has so many issues, but yet you see the potential. Okay, that looks like that is going to be like a little bit of a cavern down there that the Starfarer is in. We may have multiple targets too. It did say scan for all targets. Oh, got a contact right there. That is our main target. Another one of the Mustang. Let's do another. I'm not going to do the size 3. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to get closer first, like around 5, shoot it, and then go back to our guns. All right. Did I get a hit? Oh, he's red. Yeah, I already got a hit with that missile. Nice. That was an electromagnet missile, wasn't it? Electromagnets have always worked good. It's just right now the cross ones are like a little bit more popular. Probably more popular for PvP, honestly. Oh, he's taking a lot of hits. Damn. There we go. See? Easy, right? You could actually go down and scan. There could be things at this site, but there could also be enemies at this site too. A lot of times there's NPCs that are like running around. I'm just gonna look real quick and see. But yeah, there can be boxes here. I may stop and look real quick. I know I'm getting sidetracked. It just goes to show you the sandbox nature of this game, meaning that anything can happen at any time. Like you can run across something and it can completely change your gameplay. Let's land. Wait, double check and make sure I don't see people. All right, I'm gonna land because there's possibility for loot in some of these boxes, and I haven't gone out to one of these since they've done this. I do have guns on me. I don't have a lot of ammo, but I have some. There are timestamps down below, so you can skip this if you don't want to see it. So if you were of the kind of person who wanted to do be kind of piratey, you could actually maybe get your ship and hide it over here or just destroy it, and you could wait for players to come here. Now, this might not be a super popular spot, but there are popular spots that you could do this at. So I am looking, see if there's any loot. Hit T to turn your flashlight on. You got to be careful with some of these. You definitely don't want to fall through the geometry or get stuck in the geometry of these ships, because that can happen. Hell, you can fall through the planets too, but it's like try to stay on the path if you can, if you will. So this ship, this is a this I know you're thinking, oh, this is a ship you could probably salvage. This is actually for a mission, so it's a location that's designed to, it can have NPCs that spawn here. Those you couldn't salvage these ships that are like this, and they'll call these like derelict outposts or wreck sites or something. All right, I'm gonna go up on this ramp and see if there's anything in here. I was really hoping there was some kind of box or something, because there's been some new type of boxes that are at these places. Yeah, this was one of the early things that they did. because, you know, they have these massive ships. Well, you know, there's gameplay opportunities there, like FPS gameplay opportunities. So these can be guarded by NPCs. There could be boxes here that you could get. You'll normally hear their voices if there are any in this area. So they'll be like, hey, I think I hear something, or something like that. You know? Hey, over there, cover me, you know, things like that. This ship here is the Starfarer. It is Misk Starfarer. It is a refueling ship. It's an older ship. There's no power, so I can't open the door. It's an older ship, but it checks out. It's an older code, sir, but it checks out. It's an older ship, and it was one of these that they made, you know, these special little gameplay opportunities at. The good thing about the Starfarer is that this year, refueling is coming back in a big way. Like, you can refuel ships now, but they just announced last week that they're going to be adding refueling missions. So people who have refueling ships are going to be able to possibly go out and refuel NPCs or other players. You know, players are going to be able to play, like if you run out of fuel in your ship, you'll be able to call for an NPC to come rescue you, or not rescue, but refuel your ship for you. There's nothing here. This sucks, man. Some of these have stuff and some of them don't. But yeah, there's going to be all kinds of refueling missions coming, well, at least a couple of variants this year. There's also going to be, you're going to be able to land on the big ships, big capital ships, and refuel there. Refuel and rearm, so that'll be cool. All right, we got to get back down. All right, here we go. Dude. You know what? I'm okay dropping because slow gravity. I'll look over here real quick. Wait, I did it that way. Let's look around the backside just in case there's something else on the ground. I don't see anything there. I showed what you can do. Let's turn our flashlight off with T. Alrighty, let's get on board our ship. Do one more bounty hunting mission, and then that'll. Maybe I'll do a second one. Let me do another regular bounty hunting mission, and I'll see if I have one of the Foxwell I can do that's kind of unique. There's a pretty cool one I actually like a lot. We haven't used much fuel because that's the good thing about these is you kind of get to stay in the same system. Now they can send you to other systems, especially that beginning one that we had. We got lucky that the one that we had to pay the fee for to unlock these, that one was here. That can be anywhere in Stanton. So luckily it was all here. All right, we're online. Let's go ahead and pull up a mission contract. Let's see what kind of bounty hunting we got we have another very low target. It's going to be basically the same one we just did. Let me see if there's one of these Foxwell missions that I can do. They have different ones. They have routine patrol, which is kind of easy. See, so they're busted up into, or not busted, broken up into different levels of these Foxwell. So orange is harder, yellow is the easiest, and it goes into red too. I want to see if there's an orange. There's a lot of what's the handle security threats? Oh, these are easy. Okay, yeah, let's do one of these. These are pretty easy. We're just going up. We may see ships that come up. These are easy to do. Okay, so basically there's something called comm arrays, and they're floating in space, you know, around some of the moons or planets. So what they want you to do is they want you to jump to the comm array. Now, you wouldn't jump to a comm array normally because you'd be trespassing, but we have permission to go there because they have detected that there are possible probes there. We have to locate, and if there are any probes that shouldn't be here, we need to destroy them. So these aren't ships, and these comm array missions are pretty easy to do. But first, you want to fly to the comm array, and these are security comm arrays. So Stanton is a secure area, high security. It's not the highest security, but it's up there. And so basically, if a player has a bounty, or if let's say you're a player and you're going to do something that you know is illegal, right? You can come here and disable these comm arrays. It's going to give you a crime stat, of course. All right, so now it changed to where we got to find. Anyway, you can disable the comm array so it can't scan or it can't communicate that you've broken a law. Therefore, you could break a law and not have a crime stat for it. But of course, you'd probably get a crime stat just for doing this. I think, maybe not, but there are also ways to erase a crime stat if you get one. So, all right, we are looking for, there's an unknown. Okay, let's go to this unknown. Let's see if it's a 16 out there. That unknown, see how so there we go. Oh, that's a ship. Okay, so sometimes there can be ships here. Let's get back. They're not going to be super hard. Like this is a solo mining ship called the Prospector. But so there can either be the little satellite things, which there should be. If they're red, we destroy them. If they're green, they're good. But there's also could be the ship that actually maybe put it here. So we're gonna come out here and destroy the ship. Should be pretty easy. I got a couple of targets. Only thing about these is that they're tanky a little bit because they're industrial ships. Again, these are all small little things that are gonna be great practice. Oh, he's taking a lot of hits. See, I told you they're pretty tanky. But he doesn't put out a lot of damage. He only has 2 size. Now there is a threat there that could damage us. So let's switch targets and go to him. He'll be easy to take out too. Oh, he's almost down. He's so red. There we go. He could have some internal fires right now. There we go. All right, but we still haven't found the satellite yet. We just took care of those. So let's scan around and see if we see anything. Let's go back into scan mode. Hit V to do that. All right, there is a unknown. So you see how when I'm hovering over that little orange unknown symbol, you see how we got these 3 boxes at the top? Those are the signatures. So those are usually, you'll see those on ships, and I think you'll see them on these little satellite things. So this is how we know this is a satellite. Oh, is it a ship or is it a satellite? It's another ship. All right, let's use a missile. See if we can help speed this up. We get 2 missiles. Oh man, he's coming in fast. Shoot that one. All right, let's go back. Did it miss him? It did. Otherwise, it would have blown him up. All right, I ain't using no more of these missiles. Thanks, I'll janky. Oh, there we go. A few hits on it. We still haven't found the probes yet. It's crazy. And we got quite a few ships. I'm starting to wonder if too many things spawned, because this is quite a bit of ship for for something that was only supposed to pay out 17,000. Like this is. I know they've had some spawning issues. I'm starting to wonder. Here I am saying this is an easy one. It's supposed to be, and normally it is. Okay, he's really red. Get him. All right, there's one. That helps. Because something else is hitting me. It's this guy here. Yeah. All right, dude. Because I'm really red. All right, his shields are almost down. I've built my phasers back up. After this fight, we're going to... Oh, man. They sent me down. All right, see how I hit the repair? I'm floating in the air right now because, yeah, we took too much damage. Our power plant, see? We need our power plant to come back up. Hopefully we survive 20 seconds. Get our power plant back up. Maybe not. Come on. Come on, 10 seconds. Come on, get back up. Oh, man. They're just destroying us now. Oh, yeah, we may not have a ship left. Yeah, we're not going to make it. Oh, wait, got power. Come on. Go, 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 go. We're going to see if we can escape. All right, just haul tail. No, the problem is we have to put our shields down in order to escape. So find a jump. I put the shields down. I'm flying as fast as I can towards that spot. And we jumped away. We got away. So one thing to note is that if we're going to look for a place to repair real quick. I don't think all that was supposed to spawn like that, because that was kind of crazy. Usually it's like you fight a couple of things and that's it, and then you find the probes and you scan the probes and you take them out. I think that was way too many things that spawned. So one thing of note there is that whenever the repair happened, you have to actually turn the power back on. I didn't realize. I sat there and took a few extra shots. I didn't have to. As soon as it hit 0, I didn't realize that the power wasn't on. I thought it was just going to come back on by itself, but it was repaired. I just had to turn it back on. So I had to hit I basically. And that's whenever it, I thought we had just taken too much damage and it wasn't coming, and the repair didn't work. But the repair worked, as you see. So there was a nice little education on engineering. Engineering is still new to us. And so if you don't do combat a lot, which I haven't done since the engineering took place, then, it's one of those things where at some point, engineering is going to be about maintenance as well. But right now, the maintenance isn't really there. Like, you don't have to maintain your ship as much because, usually things happen, or you just repair whenever you go to stations all the time. Like if I do cargo runs all the time, I'm usually repairing at every stop or refueling. So maintenance hasn't come into play. But if you use your ship a lot and don't repair it, things can start to break down, but that takes time. But if you go into combat, as you see, there's chances that you could lose stuff. So that turned out to be a really good lesson, if anything, in what to look for and how to not, what to do. So that worked as intended. Now we're going to repair, and we're going to go back a little bit more prepared. Let's see what those repairs are. Go to landing. Yeah, repair ain't too bad. Restock is, because I use those stupid size 3s that don't seem to be working. But the electromagnets work pretty good, so I'm going to go in there and have those armed. See if I can just hit them with the 1-2, All right, we repaired. We're good now. Let's get back out there. Let's get back into the fight. Don't feel bad about running away if you have to. As you can see, run away, live the fight another day. Let's see if we can get back in there. And like I said, I would not be doing combat missions in this ship. I just wanted to do them in this one because it didn't have a lot of rep. We're heading back in. All right, let's go ahead and get our shields on. And my weapons are down because, like I said, things got unpowered. All right, so that's another thing you may have to do is go back through and make sure all of your items are back. See, like life support was off, quantum drive was off, radar was off. Quantum drive's off because of our other thing. Coolers are off, Jesus. Okay, we got all of our stuff back on. Our ship is fully functional. That's what happens whenever you lose power on your ship, like engineering, like you're gonna have to go back and manually make sure everything's back on. All right, let's go over here to this one. By going to scan mode, yeah, see we have signatures. All right, here we go. Let's go back and let's go to our missiles. We're gonna go to Pioneers. Yep, I'm doing 2 of those. See, that's a Prospector this time. They try to lure you in with the Prospector, and then you get there and 3 Mustangs pop out of nowhere. That's another thing. Smaller ships are gonna have smaller signatures, so they may not pop in until it's too late. See, he's red. Let's go ahead and hit him. Want some payback on you, buddy. You and all your little friends. It's partly my fault for not taking it seriously. Damn, he almost hit me, or he did. Jesus. Yeah, we got like 3 of them on us. Let's get a little closer. There we go. All right, what else we got? There we go. There's one right here. These are the real threat. That Prospector is not a real threat. That's one thing, one of the Gilly missions are going to teach you is to go after the real threat versus the ship that isn't going to hurt you. What am I getting hit by? I didn't hear a missile warning, so I wonder if they hit me with themselves. All right, good hits, good hits. That cockpit on that ship is looking pretty red. Yeah, I think that Prospector hit me. I don't know if he's all red. So when it comes to collisions, ship size matters. There we go, good job. All right, let's get this other one. So a bigger ship is going to do more damage to a smaller ship. Makes sense, right? That's how it should be. This Prospector's bigger than me, maybe, or we're about the same size. They're just so tanky. It's like ridiculous, man. I want to say for that ship, the Prospector, the back end is where the engineering parts are going to be. So it's kind of good to know your ship so you know what parts to target, especially the bigger the ships, because you can waste a lot. You can waste a lot of time hitting parts of the ship that aren't critical. There we go. So you gotta try to stay behind him and hit the rear. All right, where is it? We still have not found these 3 satellites. So we're usually looking for a signature of some kind. I'm beginning to wonder if they're even here. I do not see signatures at all. I'm worried that the mission bugged. It doesn't have signatures. These things are just gonna keep spawning like the ships. All right, well, let's just go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna look and see if I can find one more mission. If I can't find it, the one that I want to do, because it's a really cool mission. It's a little different spin on combat. Let me get away from that station before I drop the mission. But yeah, you're supposed to scan. You'll see like a noticeable little scan mark, like we saw. That'll be like orange like that. You'll go to it. It'll be a little satellite floating there. If it's red, you blow it up. If it's green, you leave it and it'll check itself off. It's pretty simple. All right, so let's cancel that mission. It's simple. It's not super hard. It's, a little fun. But it clearly didn't work. So, abandon. Offers. I'm going to go to mercenary. It's one of these Foxwells. It's yellow. It's not clear out. It's not routine patrol. Ambush and amateur. There we go. All right, this is a good mission. This is really cool. I love these ambush missions. So basically, we gotta fly. This will be the last one we do. We're going to the ambush site. All right. When you get here, go ahead and head to that. It's going to tell you to head to the emission cloud. You can go ahead and get there. And it gives you only get 2 minutes to get to this cloud. So what you're doing is you get to the spot. It's going to be on the asteroid. You'll see like a little green or bluish kind of cloud as you get close to it. Oh, don't run into things that are going to be in the way. You can scan to see stuff. And if you don't get here within 2 minutes, you fail the mission. No pressure. It says emission cloud. It could be on the opposite side of the asteroid. You could usually start to see it by now. Yeah, look for the cloud. Watch the asteroid. Yeah, there it is. See it? See that cloud? So all you want to do, you don't have to land, but you want to get into the cloud. Just get your ship into it. Make sure you're enveloped in it like this. He starts talking. He says, good, you're here. Now we hide and wait. So you just sit here in the cloud, you hide and wait. I'll fast forward this part. But basically, we're waiting for our ship to come through. They don't know we're here, and we're gonna jump out and peekaboo, and yeah. So it's a cool take on a combat mission. Now, when you get to the orange level of these, there's a raft, an Argo raft that'll show up as an enemy, a possible enemy, and if it does, a lot of times it can have good cargo. Now, you may not be in a cargo ship to where you can take advantage of that, but a lot of times it'll have gold as one of the resources, so it's extra money you can earn. All right, we still got to stay here until he tells us to go. So even though we have a contact, we know what direction they're going to be in, and you can go ahead and target that. Okay, another prospector. Wonderful. It's time for them to update the ships that they put in these, because there's so many new ships they can put in. All right, now we're able to go. It changed to neutralize target. All right, we jump out, peekaboo. I'm not even going to waste time on a missile right now. Now, there could be multiple targets. So, like, you see 3 targets here. So, again, we're going to want to prioritize. That's a cutter. We'll take that out. Damn, he almost hit us. There's another something else shooting us. Let's see what's shooting us. I think it's this other red one. I see, yeah, he's shooting a lot. Let's go for him. Oh, man, he's a freaking prospector. Jeez, we got 2 prospectors. This one may take a little bit of time just to try to kill all the prospectors. A little cutter is hitting us too. Where are you at, cutter? This cutter thinks he's doing something. Let's get him off the board. He's pretty quick to destroy. There we go. One's down. We still got 2. Now, one thing you can do is you can just go straight for the target. Who is hitting me so hard? Oh, it's another cutter. Okay, let's take him out then. Okay, gone. We still got the 2 prospectors. I'm gonna go for the target. Oh no, the target is not. Oh, that's right, the target is a 125C or whatever that is. He's trying to he's trying to be a bad boy, but he's in a little rich boy ship. Daddy's lifeboat on the yacht. The problem is that the ship is so small. It maneuvers well, but yeah. All right, we killed him. We still got this other target out here though, which is the prospector. Yeah, last target we're taking out. Yeah, so for that one we actually earned script, which is like some currency you can use to trade in for stuff. The script doesn't show up on you here, it shows up back at your home location, so that's where you'll find the script. So yeah, let's finish this off and then we'll end this lesson. Lots of combat in this one. I'm happy with all the different types of combat. We didn't get into big ships or anything like that, but I did want to show what this can offer. What you can do, what to expect, what kind of ships you can expect in these smaller ones. Now, when these go up to orange, they can get really harder. You can get some pretty difficult ships that can be hard to solo, which is where you're going to want to have some friends involved to help out if that's your thing. It is pretty fun though, getting with multiple ships and coordinating together and figuring, teaming up on targets or taking your own targets. There we go. All done. I'm gonna scan real quick, see if I see these other ships. I don't really see them though. All right, so let me just jump somewhere just to get out of this possible dangerous area here. Should be okay here. Nice place to end it all. So at this point here, you're basically, we took care of some combat missions. I showed you where to find the missions, what type of missions you're looking for. So all of that was handled in this class. I also showed you some combat techniques that were, okay or not great at times, but we got the job done. We survived, we didn't die. So that was, that was a plus. We got to see what happens when a ship, loses its power or whatnot, or yeah, it was the power we lost on that one. So, yep. So I think overall this was a pretty good experience. Hopefully you got something out of this one. And yeah, you'll join us for the next one. Now from here, you could go back to a station and log out. I can also log out from the bed. The ship has a bed, so I can do that. I'm also low on drink. So yeah, I'm 41%. I happen to have a medical bed on this ship, so I can use that. It's not here, it's down one. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this class. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we're going to be doing ground combat on the 5th lesson. So that's not bad. So anyway, I've been Black. Thank you for watching. And yeah, we'll see you out in the verse. Take care, everybody.